Today I'm bringing you a Toxic Surfer deck, so obviously based around Hazmat and Silver Surfer, which seems to be going up in the Marvel Snap meta at the moment in terms of decks. If you have a look at untapped.gg, it actually is one of the A-tiered rated decks. So I thought I'd give it a go, and it's extremely fun. It's, funnily enough, very toxic. But let's get into the deck. Actually, before we go into the deck, please like and subscribe. I'm going to give you 2 seconds where you can go and do that now. Brilliant. Okay, that should have been enough time. Right, let's get into the deck. So as I said, this deck is based around Hazmat and Silver Surfer. So Hazmat obviously being able to reduce the power of every single card that's on the board. For us, that's mitigated by Luke Cage. And then with the Silver Surfer as well, it can boost 3 cost cards by +2 power, hence why we've got so many 3 cost cards. Wong is also integral in this deck, which is further helped by Mystique, so being able to have 2 Wongs and then using a Hazmat or Silver Surfer, and then obviously being able to Odin on top of that just to really rub salt in the wounds and either boost or reduce as much power as possible. Magic is super helpful in this deck by allowing obviously the game to run on for as long as possible, gives you more of a likelihood to draw those important cards that you need to draw, and then also being able to play a couple of cards on your last turn, so for example a Brood and then a Silver Surfer. Absorbing Man means that you can either then hit Hazmat or Silver Surfer again on top of your Wong, so if you haven't picked up Mystique, then Absorbing Man can also do the job there. And having Sierra in a position where she can just reduce as much cost as possible means that you can really just throw as many cards out at the end of the game as possible. Because again, most of these are 3 cost. If you've got a turn 7, if you have Sierra down, it does likely mean that you could probably play at least 3 or 4 cards. Without further ado, let's get into this toxic deck. We have the Wong and the Mystique, which is great to have right off the bat anyway. So before we get to turn 4, we can just try and play at least like Luke Cage, or because we also have picked up the Hazmat, we've also picked up Magic as well, which is very, very nice. Scorpion doesn't affect us as long as we do get that Luke Cage down, which looks like the route that we're sort of going to go down anyway. I'm going to Magic on that right hand side. I'm not going to necessarily be able to fill this up before the last turn anyway. And yeah, now it's time for the Wong. Mystique next turn, potentially then Hazmat straight away on the next turn and play the Luke Cage after that, just to take advantage of the energy that we'll have. Otherwise, I would have to wait an additional turn to be able to play the Luke Cage first, which actually doesn't make any difference anyway. And we've also picked up the Odin as well. So we'll play that Odin down after we've played the Luke Cage. So probably Odin on turn 7. Bit of an interesting deck they've got going on. I think they just want to show off their gold splits, to be honest. Yeah, that's quite a bit of negative power already. But we're getting that Luke Cage and the Brood down now, just in case we need any sort of additional power. But in reality, with this sort of a line that we are going down, we don't necessarily need that extra power, just because they're going to be on such negative power anyway. But you've got the energy, might as well use it. There's no harm in doing so. The Electra doesn't do anything there for them anyway. It's interesting that they did decide to move all of their cards over. And yeah, we don't have priority, which is actually beneficial for us. I'm going to be so upset if they have an Enchantress that they play in the middle. Surely they don't. If they don't, then we're definitely winning this. Oh my goodness. It's an Odin. Okay. We are fine with that.
Are ye worthy?
This might go on for a little while.
Are ye worthy? Are ye
I love how it's
worthy?
decided that it doesn't want to fast forward.
Are ye worthy?
That is fantastic. That is amazing. I love that. They have literally no power. Ooh, what's Sakaar gonna drag down? Hopefully Brood. I think Brood is probably the best that could be dragged down for us. Otherwise Hazmat or Ironheart isn't awful because we could Wong onto it. Okay, nothing else for the moment. Yeah, it would be nice if we picked up the magic on this next turn. Probably just turn off the Bifrost. Yep, cool. That is exactly what we're going to do. And then hold out for the Wong play on this left-hand side. I'm hoping, yeah, obviously we'll need to pick up Luke Cage at some point as well. But next turn, hopefully we pick up Wong, which we could play. Mystique. Now this gets a little bit difficult because I would say to play the Brood down here, but I've also got to make sure that I can play the Luke Cage. So on next turn, if I do pick up Wong, I can play Wong, and then I can Mystique and then put Luke Cage over here. I just have to be mindful of that. And we've also filled up that lane as well, so that Jean Grey isn't going to be too annoying for us. Okay, so we have picked up the Wong as well. If we don't pick up the Luke Cage or the Odin in that time, then we might just have to Mystique Ironheart. But then maybe also have to make sure that we get something over here first, so maybe Mystique and then put something else over here. I don't know. They've also got Ghost as well, so no matter what, I will always run with priority here. I could go straight for the Ironheart now. I don't think I'm going to for the moment. I'm going to get Rogue over on that right hand side just to have a card there and a bit of power. But also it does mean that the Ironheart can hit it. I've also realised that we haven't picked up Luke Cage or Odin. But we are completely stuck if we don't just do this. It's probably better if we actually pick up Silver Surfer at this rate. Which is exactly what we've done. And then for good measure, I could always just Absorbing Man the Silver Surfer. Gets a little bit of an extra boost for us, which I'm not going to complain about. That's an interesting one. Seems like they either forgot that they had priority
Victory.
or that they had lockjaw. Because the Goliath would have, I mean, it would have been 10 power. Obviously, it wouldn't have been enough, but definitely makes more sense than playing that sort of roulette into lockjaw. Okay, well, we've got all of our sort of necessarily important cards for either boosting or taking away power from the opponents. We do still need Wong, but as soon as we do pick up Wong, we are setting ourselves up very nicely. We also have magic here, which I'm thinking, do we try and just turn off Kiln immediately? I don't want to get rid of Elysium. But then it might also be beneficial for us to keep Kiln in case they put some cards there and we hazmat them constantly. Wong? No Wong, which is unfortunate for us, but I guess for the moment then I'll just get Luke Cage down, maybe Hazmat now. There is the chance for us to pick up a Wong and Mystique at some point, which we could then put down over the side, and then Odin, which is when we sort of start our combo. Well, that Gambit's destroying the magic. Also hits their spawn, which is nice for them. That's not going to be able to go off again anyway, so that's fine for us. We don't pick up the Wong, which is not ideal for us. I'm thinking, do I just Absorbing Man anyway? I could Silver Surfer or Rogue. Rogue doesn't do anything. Yeah, we'll stick with the Absorbing Man for the moment, and again, still hope for that Wong at least that we can put down on the next turn. Which we don't. Which, alternatively, I could just Silver Surfer Odin this. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to at least wait a turn or two before I do so. Okay, we finally picked up the Wong, which is nice. We can't Odin immediately anyway. I'm still going to leave that Odin for this left-hand side as well. So Silver Surfer is kind of the only thing that I can actually play down at the moment. And they've got their Dracula over there. We've actually also gained priority somehow. Yeah, okay. I mean, it's actually the only thing that we can do anyway, so there's no point in even trying to argue any differently.
Are ye worthy? Are ye worthy?
It's quite a lot of negative power for them. Oh, okay. And what's the Dracula hitting Scorn? So that is just definitely not going to be enough anywhere. Fantastic. This is a great starting hand as long as we pick up the Wong by turn 4. We're just going to be able to Wong, Mystique, Ironheart if we wanted to. It might be important that we pick up magic as well, actually, which apparently I've just willed into existence there. Especially considering we still haven't... Oh, that Cosmo. Cosmo, I feel like, has been the bane of my existence recently. probably means that they have an enchantress as well. If they do, that is going to be rather annoying. We have picked up a Hazmat, which, considering we do have a Luke Cage, might be the route that we go down, just because we'll then be able to take advantage of that 2 extra energy that we had this turn. And then, yeah, maybe just Luke Cage, Ironheart. They're on such low power now as well, which is great for us. Then I'm thinking, yeah, Luke Cage. Actually, maybe even on that left-hand side. And then we'll play the Ironheart. There's no way that they can stop our Luke Cage there, which is nice.
I am Iron Man.
Currently, they've just doubled their negative power, which is good for us. Brilliant. I mean,
Victory.
as a bit of a backup plan, not being able to trigger our magic for a turn 7 Odin, I think that turned out quite well, to be honest. We've got Wong, we've got Hazmat, we've got Ironheart, which is great for anything that we want to try and do, as long as we do pick up a Luke Cage. Which card is this going to be? Absorbing Man. Out of the 4 that we had, I'm glad that it's Absorbing Man. We've also picked up the Silver Surfer as well. Maybe I'll just try and play this Hazmat down anyway. We can always Wong, Odin. Let's go. Okay. Okay, well, we've picked up the Odin as well, which is nice for us. Obviously, getting Silver Surfer down at the moment isn't going to do much for us, but Ironheart would. So I think I'll do that. Or because we haven't picked up magic as well. I could do this. I assume they're playing some sort of a zoo deck, but in reality I have nothing that can actually destroy any of those 1-cost cards anyway. Still need that Luke Cage though, which we don't have as of just yet. So we'll play magic in the hopes that we do pick up Luke Cage, even if it's after we play the Odin in Sokovia. Okay, that's fine. And that's theoretically fine for the moment. I mean, this is just a bit of a ambitious play in case we don't pick up Luke Cage, which is going to be a 1 in 3 for us for the next turn. But I don't really think that we have anything else that we can do anyway. They also have priority, which means that they've put down a lot of cards that hopefully we can take down in some power. They've just pigged the pig.
Are ye worthy? Are ye worthy?
And we do pick up the Luke Cage as well, which is good for us. Thing is, that rogue doesn't really run much of have much of a function now, other than just being 2 power. So put it down that right hand side. Yeah, there we go. That should be enough. I don't know what this is going to be on the left. A hood. Brilliant.
Victory.
I mean, that was a very lucky pull towards the end, and I would never recommend playing your game like that in the hopes of pulling something. In reality, in that situation, it might even just be wisest to retreat and only lose 1 cube. But for the sake of the video and for sake of entertainment, we're here. We've picked up the Wong, and we've also got Luke Cage as well. So in case we do get Hazmat over the Silver Surfer, that works. We've also got Brood as well, so if we do pick up the Silver Surfer, then it's going to be able to hit that Brood quite a bit. We've also got the new high voltage variant Iron Man that's been copied across from White Palace. Doubt that we're going to use it, but it's a nice to have. We've also got Superflow as well, which is going to help us get our Wong out quicker. Which, when I say that out loud, sounds like a bit of a euphemism. So yeah, get the Wong out now. On turn 4 we'll have 5 energy. So maybe we just get the Brood out for the moment. So yeah, I think Brood next. We can't necessarily play anything down then immediately after that, but even just playing the Silver Surfer on the Wong should be good enough. So they're going to move the Human Torch probably over to the left here. What I will have to do, actually thinking about this now, is I was going to say either try and fill up this left location or use magic over here, because when I start to use the Silver Surfer here, it's going to get dragged across. So instead of the Brood, I'm going to put down the magic. Next turn, alternatively, I can just put the Brood down and then Silver Surfer and then probably Odin on the next turn.
I am Iron Man.
What would also be nice is if we did pick up Ironheart. Oh, we have the Mystique, but obviously we put the magic down after the Wong. So that's not going to be an option for us. But that is okay, because I think we'll just stick with what we've got going on here. I am thinking, though, obviously that Silver Surfer is not going to actually put any power on the right-hand side or in the middle, which does leave us a little bit vulnerable. But I don't know whether to just get this down for the moment, then get some 3 powers over here, and on the last turn, then I can always Odin in the middle. So they also got my Wong from White Palace. That's actually not really going to help them all that much. It does mean that I get 1 less Broodling, but that Widow's Kiss gets destroyed instantly. Okay, so now we're on 7 energy. We've also picked up the Hazmat. So what might be a good thing to do is do that, because then when we Odin on the next turn as well, it's going to boost up Luke Cage with Silver Surfer, and obviously these 3 cards. Hazmat's going to go off and it's not going to affect us because of the Luke Cage as well. So we'll get power on that right hand side, and well, yeah, that middle is going to be heavily affected for them as well, with the Iron Man being there, effectively doubling the negative power that I'm going to be providing it. So theoretically this should work for us, but we know that Marvel Snap doesn't always necessarily abide by theory, especially when they're thinking this much about what they're going to do. It always makes me feel a little bit uneasy. But with this sort of a move deck that they are playing, I'd be surprised if they had like an Enchantress or a Rogue. But then again, they do have a White Widow.
I am Iron Man.
Okay. That's absolutely fine. Oh, they do have the Luke Cage themselves. Not as ideal for us, but I could still just go for the Silver Surfer play like I was originally going to go for. It's not like we got the Iron Heart anyway. So we are going to boost our power on that left-hand side. Nothing additional in the middle, bar obviously the extra power that we're going to put down for Odin. And then we'll get some extra on that right-hand side, but we'll have to see whether that's going to be enough for us. They also do have priority, so I'll be interested to see what they do. Maybe a Living Tribunal? I think it would be a weird deck to try and fit it in, but it's not exactly like...
A victory.
Well, they didn't really have much of a game plan anyway, so... all good with me. Gotta be mindful of Asteroid M. Whatever I do, if I do pick up Wong, I need to play it on that left-hand side. That is something that I will forget. There's no harm in me playing the Vibranium, so that's what I'm going to do.
I definitely need to change my underwear.
Potentially just coming up against a standard destroy deck. Well, we've got Luke Cage. That's going to get dragged over to the left, isn't it? I think I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm going to have to be. And we do pick up the Wong. So maybe it's just a Hazmat Odin situation on this left-hand side. I would have preferred if we'd picked up a magic by this point, being able to magic Asteroid M instead.
I want the throne.
Also considering we've got that middle lane
What
freed
a
up now.
game!
Yeah, I think I stick with the Hazmat play. Silver Surfer only hits Luke Cage for us. Ironheart obviously can hit everything, but will be somewhat inconsistent. I'll boost up the Vibranium as well, and I mean I could just... oh no, because if I played the Silver Surfer it will get dragged across.
Opponent snapped.
Yeah, I think... just in case I have to use the Absorbing Man instead, we'll make sure that the Hazmat goes down last.
We are Venom.
And they're probably just gonna... oh, I was gonna say try and Arn and Zola the Venom, but that's gonna be quite difficult for them. They do have priority either way, so whatever they do end up playing, we can reduce the power of. And that's kind of the only play that we've got. We could Silver Surfer Brood, but I prefer the Odin play when I can do it. They have every chance to get a death out or a null out, or their large Deadpool, so maybe a Deadpool and a death. Let's just hope this is enough for us. It's interesting that they decided to destroy that. I think we probably will win this just on the middle and right lanes.
Are ye worthy?
No. Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, okay, by 1 point.
Victory.
That was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be, in all fairness.